Chapter 53. Warble pilots the Aerodnap to a secluded spot on the dark side of Mars Hill. He and his crew camouflage its location by covering it with the branches from a withered fig mulberry tree and multitudes of mustard plants. Clapping the plant residue off his hands with a feeling of satisfaction, a mixture of satisfaction and anticipation, Warble informs his crew of his plans as they saunter down the hill. At this moment, Warble looks quite similar to Pete Townsend on the cover of Who's Next, walking down the incline with his head inclined in a downward arc, looking pensive and thoughtful and almost, if one didn't know better, a little contrite. Soundtrack note: either Baba O'Reilly or Won't Get Fooled Again by The Who would be good choices at this stage of the game. In order for the Founding Fathers to institute a solitary religion that will stay strong and resist all future attempts to circumvent or replace it, Warble begins, it will need government backing. And so, what better way than to find Jesus, convince him to come forward in time with us and run for president? That way, as supreme head of all branches of the government, the legislative, the judicial, the executive, as well as commander-in-chief of the combined branches of the military, he can introduce, uphold, and enforce the law to maintain one and only one religion. That will bring us lots of boodle, for the good of the emboodled, of course, and keep everyone united to boot. Do you think Jesus would really want to do that, get involved in politics? Mary questions Warble. After all, he refused to become king of the Jews when some of them tried to draft him for that very purpose in his day. If we can't convince him to come with us to become president, we'll make something else up, Warble replies nonchalantly. You mean you'd try to pull a fast one on Jesus? Mary gasps. Well, why not, if it's for a good cause? Warble replies, a little miffed that Mary doesn't give him the benefit of the doubt that his motives are pure and his plan foolproof. The ends justified the meanness. Besides, Jesus will thank us later once he becomes president and realizes it's a better job than walking around dusty old Israel preaching. And for what? Only to get killed in the end. Nature abhors a martyr. As president, he can retire unscathed and live in the lap of luxury in Las Vegas, Nevada, Ocracoke, Maine, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Lost Nation, Iowa, or wherever else he wants to spend his golden years. I think you've got Jesus all wrong, Mulla pipes up. He doesn't care so much about comfort, retiring to a life of ease, and all that sort of stuff. Warble has endured just about as much resistance from his subordinates as he can take. All right, then, he fumes. His 7 companions all sigh in relief. They think Warble has abandoned his plans, and so they turn on their heels and head back to the Aerodnap. Hey, where are you all going? Warble yells. I didn't say we were leaving. I thought you had given up on your idea about transporting Jesus to the future, Mary says. Who said so? Warble barks. I told you what we had to do and why. What has changed it? Just because you idiots and flibbertigibbets can't see sense or think straight? But I thought we convinced you that Jesus wouldn't want to come with us, Mulla says. Maybe so, Warble concedes. But, in that case, we'll just have to kidnap him.